Yo, what it do? What it do? What it do? Man, it's your boy LP. And it's about to get real, man. So what we gonna do, man? I'm just gonna kind of wait for everybody to come into the chat. Um, we gonna get it popping. We are gonna get it popping. So if y'all ready, man, so I need y'all to share this post, share the video, encourage everybody to come into the chat. As you come to the chat, come into the chat. Say what up, LP. As you come into the chat, say what up, LP. Comment, like, and share. All right, comment, like, and share. I need everybody to comment, like, and share. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Like I said, I need for everybody to like, comment, and share. If you could do me that huge favor, that would be absolutely phenomenal. You know. How y'all doing? Okay. What's up? What's up? How you doing? How you doing? Please share the post. Please, as you come in, share the post. Thank you for commenting. Yep. Thank you for sharing that video. Thank you for sharing the video. I sure appreciate it. Thank you so very much, Mr. Graham. Good evening. So you ready? It's about to get real. 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 So yeah, please, everybody, as you come in, please share the video. Then we'll go ahead and get started. So we need a couple more shares, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. Couple more shares, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. All right. Couple more shares, and we will get started. We'll do a brief commercial break. Thank you for that share right there. Thank you for that share. Man, we about to get ready. So y'all stay clear. What it do, man? It's your boy LP with the Trap Plan Radio. Listen, man, I'm going to ask for everybody to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We are about to have this movie breakdown for Coming to America, and it's about to be bananas. So again, like I said, comment, like, subscribe, share the video so we can get started. We're going to go ahead and talk about it, man. And I'm telling you, are going to learn a lot. You are going to get blessed tonight. Please, if you enjoy what you're going to hear, if you're enjoying it while you're hearing it, please send a donation to my Cash App. My Cash App is LPZ Cash. That's the letter L, the letter P, the letter Z, CASH. Like I said, if you enjoy the information that you get, please send a Cash App to your boy. I put in a lot of work in preparing this for you. And again, you are going to enjoy it. It's going to be dope. It's going to be dope. You're going to learn a lot. It's going to be a blessing for you. So if you're ready to see this presentation say, let's go LPZ, I want you to type that in the chat. Say, let's go LPZ. Let's go. You can just put let's go. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead, put let's go. So if I get the right amount of let's goes, I'm gonna go ahead and go. So I'm waiting. Go ahead, drop. Say let's go. Hey. About to do this Coming to America. 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 About to break the movie down. You gonna enjoy it. Hey, you gonna enjoy it. They ready for that freestyle, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and plug my phone up right quick. Yeah, got them let's goes. Ratchet Craig. Okay, now, a lot of people have been talking about this movie Coming to America, and we have gotten a lot of mixed reviews. We've gotten a lot of mixed reviews. We've gotten a lot of people saying that they love the movie. You got a lot of people saying that they hate the movie. You got a lot of people saying that the movie was funny. You got a lot of people saying that it wasn't funny. So I know you want to know where I am with it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to tell you where I am with it. I'm just going to share the information. And as I share the information, you will plainly see where I am with this movie. But it's rather interesting. It's rather interesting. So I need y'all to put your seatbelt on, lean your seat back, you know what I'm saying, and get ready, because we about to go there. I need a couple more people, you know what I'm saying, to comment and share this post. Need a couple of more people to comment and share this post. If I get a couple more people to share this comment and post, you know what I'm saying, we're going to go ahead and take off. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Ah, yes, you were here. Leader of the troll and keep the comment section crunk on the seed. Troll lives matter. Let's go, man. We finna go ahead. We finna go ahead and turn off, man. So y'all stay focused, man. We finna get this thing jumping. All right. Can y'all see my screen? Let me know if y'all can see my screen. Let me know if y'all can see it. Y'all see my screen up? Okay. Y'all, please don't hesitate. Please give a generous donation to your boy LP. Please give a generous donation to your boy LP. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it, man. So if y'all ready to jump into it, say let's go. Coming to America. All right. Coming to America was a powerful movie. Everybody say powerful movie. I need y'all to comment powerful. You got to comment powerful because this was a very powerful movie. All right. Very well written movie. It was a very well written movie. Very well written. I mean, the writing was amazing. A lot of people don't like the detour that they took as far as showing us what took place with, you know what I'm saying, with Akeem. As far as whenever they, you know, deviated from what the movie has showed us. But I think that was very genius how they put that together. You know what I'm saying? So great storyline, excellent nostalgic moments based on part one. We had a lot of different moments, you know what I'm saying, that created the nostalgia, you know what I'm saying, because, you know, this came out, I was 9 years old when this came out. I was 9 when this came out. And so I was one of those kids that watched too much TV. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, they talk about, you watch too much TV. That was me. I was that kid. I watched too much TV. I watched entirely too much TV. But when this movie Coming to America, when it came out, I was 9 years old. And I remember how much of an impact that movie had on me. And so with seeing the things that I saw, you know, in terms of the movie, I was, you know, part two. Hey man, I enjoyed myself. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed myself, you know, watching this movie. Hold on one second. Let me do this. All right. Let's get back to it. Okay. Great costumes with elegant and bright colors. Y'all pay attention. You know, the costumes were amazing. Only thing that I had a problem with, I didn't like the fact that, you know what I'm saying, whenever they went back to America, you remember the first time when they came to America, Akeem and Simbi, them boys was decked out. I'm talking about their costumes were absolutely phenomenal. What they had on, it looked like money. But whenever they went back, you know what I'm saying, went back to America, they didn't have that swag that they had. I mean, the costume that they had on just wasn't as dope as it was. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, phenomenal makeup for the characters played by Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall. You know, whenever we went back into the barbershop scene and we saw the individuals who Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall played, you know what I'm saying, the barbers, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, and the Jewish guy sitting over in the corner. Man, they absolutely, man, they did an excellent job. Excellent job. All right. Eddie Murphy, in his usual grace of granting work to black actors who have not been getting work. This is something that if you pay attention, if you watch all of Eddie Murphy's movies in the past, he always showcased black actors who weren't getting any work at that particular time. He always did that, and he was able to pull this off with this particular movie. So kudos to Eddie Murphy on that. The excitement of seeing a black movie that is for the culture. Like, it was for the culture. Everybody say for the culture. This movie was definitely for the culture. Everybody say for the culture. This movie was definitely for the culture. So, Coming to America gives us powerful illustrations of the many types of leadership that have been exemplified in the African American experience. Okay, now I'm talking exclusively for the African American experience, because these different leadership types that we saw, whether it was in Zamunda or whether it was in America, whether it was the people in Zamunda or was the people from Queens, this was the African American experience. This had nothing to do with Africa. Okay, and we're gonna deal with that as we continue on. It had nothing to do with Africa. But anyway, Akeem said, I am the heir. The opening scene, he's about to fight his daughters, right? So, they about to spar, kind of like when Akeem was sparring with Simi in part 1. You know what I'm saying? They was going at it. You know what I'm saying? And we can remember Hakeem was that guy. I'm talking about he gave Simi that work. I'm talking about he was doing flips. I'm talking about flip. I'm talking about somersaults. That boy was bad. But he didn't look so on point in part 2 as he was sparring with his daughters. And he said, I am the heir of the throne of Zamunda. I shall not be ashamed by my 2 daughters. And then the third daughter jumps out. She said 3 daughters. He was indeed shamed by all 3 of his daughters. Upon his shame, Simi came outside and laughed at him as he said, this is what he said. I don't even feel good quoting this. Because it's so sad, because this was the reality. He said, behold, Prince Akeem in his natural element, cowering at the mercy of the women in his life. Wow. So Simi said he was in his natural state, in his natural element, cowering at the mercy of the women in his life. Look at him on his back. They didn't give him that work. Wow. Okay. Let's continue on. General Izzy and his military burst into the castle. So they as he was, got finished doing what he was doing, he was ready to go see his daddy. You know what I'm saying? But he was interrupted by General Izzy bursting into this castle. Now, this is the king, the Prince of Zamunda, and a whole nother military just bust into, and they just allowed him in. They let him in. Look at them guys standing back there. They let them in. It wasn't no boom, 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 boom. We coming in, or wasn't no military. Where was the security? Where was the security? Okay, so they burst in and they got weapons and they ready for war. General Izzy is introduced to us walking like an American pimp. Now, if you could recall, whenever Akeem was about to get married at the beginning of part 1, there was a series of just honor and respect, that was given to Zamunda and the king of Zamunda and the prince of Zamunda. There was a lot of honor and respect. So much so, that it was first class. But we didn't see this first class here. We see the prince of Zamunda is about to get chumped by General Izzy, walking in like an American pimp. Now, I want y'all to remember this, how he walked in. He walked in like what? He walked in like a pimp. Everybody put like a pimp in the chat. Put like a pimp. He came in like a pimp, right? Okay. Let's continue on. General Izzy offers his son to Hakim's daughter. His son. Everybody look at his son. That's his son. Upon rejection, his son becomes emotionally distressed. He got so emotionally distressed. He like grabbed his hair and like threw his hair to the side and was like, I want y'all to remember that. All right. Remember that. Keep that in your memory bank. OK, so General Izzy makes a statement. He's just disrespecting the king over and over and over and over and over. And a lot of people don't understand that there are laws in place. There are laws in place, especially in places like Africa, where if you say something disrespectful to the king, you will be killed. To this day, there's laws in place in certain places, even in Africa. There was a particular guy, and I'm gonna talk about this later. He actually, said something, about the king negative, and he was being recorded, and he didn't know it. You know what I'm saying? And he had to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? There was an older man who, who he was like 95 years old, and he was in a wheelchair. You know what I'm saying? He said something negative about the king. You know what I'm saying? They put him in jail. You know what I'm saying? But this dude just come in just talking all kind of cash money stuff to Hakeem. And Hakeem, I'm talking about, they ran up on him with weapons and everything, ran up in his face like, and bagged back and told him, it's better for us to be bound by blood and marriage than to be divided by blood and war. I'm talking about like almost like threatening him, like went in his face. And Hakeem just sat there and just accepted it. Wow. Okay. Let's continue on. Okay. All right. King Joffrey Jafar is dying. And look at what he told. Look at what his father told him. He said, "Heed my words before I am gone." All right. Now when a king makes a decree, and it is established because the king said it. Not only is it the king saying something, the king is saying something to his son. All right. So he told his son, "Heed my words before I'm gone." He said the throne is passed to a male heir. Yet his father was talking about his shortcomings in his masculinity. Then his father told him that he was spoiled, he was weak, and then his father told him that he would be assassinated. Wow. His father. It's quiet. See, everybody getting quiet because, a lot of us, our father then said some very negative things to us and about us. And when our father said some negative things to us and about us, how did that impact us? Okay. So his father told him he was spoiled, told him he was weak, and he told him that he would be assassinated. I'm talking about, he just laid it out there, bro. You a chump. You pie. That's what his daddy told him. Wow. That's what his dad told him. Semi. The king's first words was an open disrespect to Semi. Oh, shut up, Semi. Let him know. He let him know how I wish it was you that was dying. And then the elder walks in and said, yes, yes, his life is far too worthless. So the king disrespected him. The elder came in and disrespected him. The elder spat on Semi 2 times. You know, you can't get more disrespectful than that. You can't get any more disrespectful than that, than to be spat on. The elder spat on him. Then he was forced to have to tell the story of what happened on him whenever they went back to America. And, you know, because Semi was trying to, you know, he was trying to get some vajayjay, and he ended up got 2 women, you know what I'm saying, to go back to their place with him. You know what I'm saying? And Akeem was with the young lady, and, you know, he wasn't trying to do nothing or whatever, but the young lady, she drugged him. She got him high, got him intoxicated, and she took sex from him. And that's how she got pregnant. And as a result, Akeem realized that, you know, this really happened, and Akeem got up and he choked him. And as he was choking him, the king was saying, kill him. Wow. Poor Semi. What we see is leadership emasculating and castrating. Whoa. What is emasculate? Emasculate is to deprive a man of his male role or identity. Emasculate, to make someone or something weaker or less effective. This was a constant thing that took place. Constant. By all of the individuals, especially with the men dealing with each other, whether it was General Izzy, whether it was Akeem, whether it was the elder, whether it was, you know what I'm saying? It was just a constant emasculation and a constant castration taking place. Where do we see that? We see that in our leadership. When you hear pastors speaking across the pulpit against each other. When you hear rappers making beef songs about each other. Growing up, when we would crack on each other or rib on each other or whatever, you know, colloquialism you would use in your region, there was a constant pushing and shoving to emasculate and castrate each other, to deprive a man of his male role or identity, to make someone weaker or less effective. Let's look at castrate, to remove the testes of, all right? But we're not talking about in a physical sense. Look, psychology, to render impotent, literally or metaphorically, by psychological means, especially by threatening a person's masculinity or femininity. Let's look at this one. To deprive of strength or power or efficiency, or to weaken. This what was done among all those men in the opening, in the beginning. It's just the beginning of the movie. The beginning of the movie. Let's move on. The king was so up on himself. He said, my funeral is going to be off the chain, and I want to be alive to see it. This dude was so full of himself. Now let's look at this. Because of the king's lack of succession plans and improper training of his son, by his own admission, he died with all the people's stock in him. This is common as we fail to train successors and tend to always die with our boots on. Woo! Woo! Now I know y'all, don't we see this? Isn't this all too common? Don't we see this in the African American community and the culture? You know, here it is. It's 50 years later. We still looking for Martin Luther King, for another. Where's the next Dr. Martin Luther King? I mean, there's this thing where we got leadership. We don't prepare the next leader. There's no succession plans. You know what I'm saying? Look at churches. When the pastor die, the church go under. You know what I'm saying? You see this in black businesses. You know what I'm saying? When, I was so disappointed, man. It's a particular black business here in Birmingham. I can remember going, I used to go there in like 2014. I can remember I would go there all the time. And it was an older man, he'd be working the cash register. And I'm talking about he moving real slow, man. And I used to just be like, man, why this man in here by himself? He's screaming back there to his, I'm assuming that's his wife back there in the kitchen. And I'm like, I'm looking on the cash register and I'm seeing all these pictures of children, like he got, and I'm asking the question, why is his children not running this? Like, why is children not doing this? We don't prepare successors. We don't have succession plans. You know what I'm saying? And as a result, I was thinking to myself, man, when this dude die, is his children going to take over? I was asking that question. Is his children going to take over? And lo and behold, man, I just learned, that after he died, the children sold the business off. You know what I'm saying? And, it's closed down now. You know what I'm saying? And, this is a very common thing. Look at what Morgan Freeman, because, his funeral was so upscale and it was so next level. He had Morgan Freeman narrating the funeral. And look what he said. Look what he said. When he died, no one ever smiled again. Vacations were canceled. Holidays ignored. People didn't even have sex anymore. Everybody say, oh, so, all of those things are extreme, right? Those are the extremes. But some of the extremes that we see as a result of the passing of a leader, like these extremes are real. You know what I'm saying? And it's like everybody's like, all hope is gone. It's over. Because we put all of our stock in that particular leader, and that leader allows this to happen. Leaders allow this to happen. Look at what I said. The greatest act of leadership is mentorship. Show me who you're mentoring right now. And that's going to show me your leadership. If you don't have any mentors, if you don't have anybody that you're pouring yourself into, that you're teaching everything that you know, that you're encouraging, that you're inspiring, that you're empowering, if you don't have anyone that you're mentoring, your leadership is in question right now. Yeah, I said it. If you don't have nobody that you teaching what you know, if you're giving them your skills, you're giving them your skill sets, your knowledge, all of the information that you carry. If you're not giving that away, you're a poor leader. If you're not preparing anybody to take your spot, you're not a good leader. You need to be identifying your replacement right now. You need to, if you haven't done that, I'm encouraging you right now, find your replacement now. Mentor them, prepare them. Find your replacement now, mentor them and prepare them. All right. The greatest act of leadership is mentorship. The greatest accomplishment of a leader is succession. Your leadership is dope whenever there's a succession plan. But if you ain't got no succession plan, that's nah. So this is what happened. You know what I'm saying? Look, he didn't prepare his son. This was by his own admission. He did not prepare his son. He said, man, son, you're weak. You are spoiled. He told him, you're going to be assassinated. So immediately after this, after this went down, Hakeem began to go to Semi, and he was like, look, the Assyrians are going to assassinate me and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, whoa, hold on. Wait. So you just agree with that? You agree with that? You want to know why he agreed with that? Because his daddy said it. A lot of you got parental figures that said negative things to you and about you, and you received it and you believed it. You agree with it. And to this day, you struggling mentally and emotionally because of what parental figures said to you. We're going to leave that alone because that can get deep. That can get deep. So Akeem is told about his son. If you can remember, his baby mama got him intoxicated and forced herself on him and raped him. Yes, she raped him. So in the process of looking at that, how many people have acknowledged the fact that Hakeem was raped? How many have not acknowledged this? Have you acknowledged that he was a result of date rape? Now, what if that was a female, right? What if that was a female and he got the female high and had sex with her? Well, we've been looking at that movie laughing. Oh, man, look, he got a high and raped her. Would we have been laughing at that? Why are we willing to laugh at it? Because it was a man? This goes back to some of the things that we have talked about. Nobody cares about black men. Ooh. But y'all don't want to talk about that, though. Y'all don't want to talk about that, though. All right. His son is referred to as a bastard continually. His son is continually referred to as a bastard. What is a bastard? An illegitimate child. Something that is of illegitimate birth. A bastard is always irregular, inferior, or of questionable origin. Look what bastard is also: an offensive or disagreeable person, used as a generalized term of abuse. They call that boy a bastard throughout the entire movie. They had to continually acknowledge the fact: you are illegitimate. 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 Your son is illegitimate. Your son is illegitimate. Now watch this. This plays on the psyche of a lot of African American males and females watching this, because many of us were born in an illegitimate situation with no father. So that's hitting on your self-esteem right there on a continual basis as you watching this. Ooh, come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. Y'all share this video, man. Y'all share this video. Share this video. If you're getting blessed, please, 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 please send a cash app to LPZ Cash. Shouts out to everybody, those that sent a cash app. Thank you so very much. If you getting helped right now, if you're getting encouraged, or if you're just being entertained by old LPZ. All right, let's look at Lavelle. This is the son, the quote unquote illegitimate son. All right. His son is first seen preparing for a job interview. All right. His mentor was discouraging him by telling him why he can't get hired. I don't know why you in here. You in here with all these Mitt Romney looking people in here. They're not going to hire you. This is his mentor. This is his uncle. This is his uncle. Then he gave him some tickets. He said, look. He told him, I'm your uncle. and you have to stay on the ground with me. Don't get no job. Don't get no job. Stay on the ground with me. His mentor did not even know it was his birthday, or the fact that he was in his 30s. He said, man, I can't take this hand to mouth stuff no more. I'm in my 30s now. He said, since when? He said, since today. Since today, it's my birthday. And he ignored that. He totally ignored that it was his birthday. He said, listen, I need you on the ground with me. Okay? I need you to sell, matter of fact, sell these tickets right here. Don't get no job. Stay and be a petty hustler with me. This is his uncle and his mentor. Everybody say mentor. When called on for the job interview, his mentor told him not to use a white voice, referring to him talking proper. He told him, you don't use the white voice. Don't speak correctly. This is a mentor telling him this. I'm going somewhere with this. This is a mentor. All right. So Lavelle is qualified. Lavelle gives an amazing presentation. I'm talking about this brother is sharp. He lets him know how he understands smartphones. He understands sales. I'm talking about he is the man for the job. I'm talking about he puts it out there, right? He lays it all out there. Then Lavelle was questioned on why he did not finish college. Oh, look at his face. He's like, well, he was short a few credits. And his mom, he's about to graduate, but his mom got laid off. So he had to go home and help with the rent. And he was like, oh, wow. What was the problem? I mean, was she on drugs? No, man. I was like, no, man. He said, then he's like, was Pops around? Hold on. He was asked, was Pops around? What happened? Hold on. Okay. Look what happened when he was asked, was his Pops around? Put his head down. Put his head down. Look at him. Put my head down. He was reminded, he ain't got no daddy. Now look what happened. Lavelle's emotions. The interviewer then told him that he read studies on how not having a dominant male figure at home is so detrimental to a child. He then asked him if not having that male role model could put him at a disadvantage. Okay. So he had the opportunity right there to say, you know what? Definitely not having my father in my life, that has negatively affected my life. However, I've been able to overcome the odds. I still was able to manage to make it to college. I still press forward to do the things that I've done. I was short 3 credits from graduating. However, I still got the knowledge base that is needed to make things happen at this job. So it would only be fair for you to hire me and give me the opportunity to show you how much of a benefit that I can be to this company. However, Lavelle, he began to bring out a long list of problems and issues that the interviewer had. And then, he went to tell him, you had a coke addiction and you had this going on and you had that going on and you ain't this and you ain't that and blah, blah, blah. He ended up standing up and telling him, kiss my A, Calvin. His emotional intelligence was tested and he failed drastically, causing him to continue to be unemployed. Now, how many times do we see this with a lot of people who have terrible emotional intelligence? Opportunities are there for them, but they end up missing out on the opportunity because of the lack of emotional intelligence. Now, a lot of this comes from lack of father. Not having a father in your life. This will impact you negatively, mentally, and emotionally, causing your emotional intelligence to be not intact. But he had mentors, though. He had a mentor, right? He had a mentor. His uncle. And we saw what that was talking about. Emotional intelligence, the capacity to be aware of, control, and express one's emotions, and to handle interpersonal relationships judiciously, with good judgment, and empathetically. Now, if he had emotional intelligence, whenever that interviewer said what he said, which was very, very disrespectful, multiple times. However, Lavelle need a job. Lavelle, 31 years old and at home with his mama. Lavelle need a job. Emotional intelligence would have said, you know what? This dude talking out of pure ignorance. This where that empathy, that empathetically, empathy. This dude talking out of pure ignorance. I've had people say some very, very, very disrespectful things to me. And I'm looking at them and I'm listening to them and I'm looking at them and I begin to feel sorry for them. Number one, they don't know who they talking to. They don't know what they talking to. I believe Jesus told me that I'm the light of the world. He told me I'm the salt of the earth, the city on the hill that cannot be hid. Based off of what Jesus said about me, I'm a pretty big deal. So from you saying what you're saying to me, it's obvious you don't know who I am. So you don't know who I am. So you ignorant right now. You speaking out of ignorance. So I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for you. Saying what you're saying to me, I feel sorry for you. You don't know who you're talking to. I'm a pretty big deal. According to what Jesus said, I'm a pretty big deal. But that comes from emotional intelligence. If I'm emotionally, who you think you talking to? See, when you don't feel very good about yourself, you feel like you're not respected, right? So you're constantly feeling disrespected. So anytime somebody quote unquote disrespect you, you come undone. You just come undone because they disrespected you, right? And this is what he did. He came undone because it disrespected me. I'm constantly looking for respect because I don't feel like I'm respected. Let's look at emotional intelligence in a sentence. Emotional intelligence is the key to both personal and professional success. Many of our young men struggle in society because of their lack of emotional intelligence. This is usually a byproduct of mother wounds, father wounds, and especially fatherlessness. Somebody put a tip in the tip jar for your boy LP. We talking some real talk. This movie, it laid it all out there. It laid it all out there. Okay. Scene in the barbershop. Look at the barbers. All right. Now, if you can remember, in part one, the barbers, they were, they was in there shucking and jiving and, talking crazy about sports and all that. However, they was giving some pretty sound advice to Akeem. If you remember, Akeem wanted to get a Jerry curl, you know what I'm saying? He's like, you don't get no messy Jerry curl in your head. You trying to get a girl? What kind of girl? This American girl? Yeah, the American girl. See, with American girl, you got to get in with a papa. You get in with a papa, you home free. Home free. Like a bud. You know what I'm saying? They was giving some very sound advice. But for whatever reason, in this particular movie, everything that they had to say was sheer foolishness. Everything. Pure foolishness. Well, it looks good here. You know, things are looking better here in Queens. Oh, that's because gentrification. You know, when the black man had everything, they ain't have. But when the white man came, you know, we got dog parks and we got this and we got that. And my brownstone is worth $10 million. And then I'm going to sell it and I'm going to buy me a Tesla. Okay. So your dreams to sell your brownstone and buy a car. This is the imagery that we was getting, you know, the imagery we was getting, you know, they're talking about, man, I like me a yellow bone, a bright skinned woman, you know, you're talking. Come on, bro. Really? We doing it. We gonna promote the colorism thing. We gonna promote that. Really? Okay. This what the barbers presented for us. All right. And then we see Lavelle over, you know, in the cut selling tickets. Because his emotional intelligence got him messed up. You know, he unemployed and out there doing what his uncle wanted him to do. Because, you know, his uncle ain't want him to get no job. So he out there doing what his uncle wanted him to do. Out there selling tickets, bootleg tickets, right? And his dad pull up on him and let him know who he was. And, you know what I'm saying? And brought him to the, you know, took him to the house, you know, let him know, hey, man, you finna go back to Zamunda with us. All right. So when they get there, look at what's going on. Hey, Lavelle, come on in. All right, look at his folks out, right? So they got a birthday cake. It's a birthday party going on, right? All right. So we got this birthday party going on, and as you can see, they enjoying themselves. They got them some beer. You know what I'm saying? They doing their thing. And Lavelle's mama asked them, it's like, you know, I need y'all to put 31 candles on that cake. They say, well, we ain't got but 10 candles. And she like, well, break them in half. You know, that's still not 30. That's only going to be 20. You know, and then she asked the question. Why didn't y'all get some more candles? What did his uncle say? His uncle, the one who pressed him to not get a job, the one who pressed him to go out there and sell some tickets for him. His uncle said, why you didn't get the candles? Well, I ain't have enough money left over to get but 10. I ain't have enough money I ain't have no money left over. But you was able to get Coors Light in a bottle and in a can? You was able to get your bill. You was able to get your bill and drink with your partners. So between you and 3 of your partners, y'all couldn't come up with enough money to buy some candles for that boy. This is showing the support that Lavelle has, or lack thereof. But, you know, Uncle Ring, he stuck his chest out on how I've been with that young man since he was born. And this is the support that he had. What a support system. So, you know, Lavelle gave him his speech, you know, when he told him, he's like, look, man, you know, I'm taking you back to Zamunda. You know what I'm saying? You know, this, that, and the other. Lavelle put it, my name is Lavelle Johnson, and I don't take no handouts from nobody. So I don't need this. Simi dropped that suitcase and that gold fell out. So he picked up that gold. He looked at it. He said, hold on, wait. Who am I to deny being a prince? Okay, I'm going to go. But whenever he was telling him, you know, okay, you come with me, he said, hold on. Well, I'll tell you what, man. I ain't finna get on no plane and go way across the world and do all that without my mama. So if I go, I got to take my mama with me. What? You got to take your mama? You couldn't do no. Oh, I can't do this without my mama. I can't do this without my mama. So I got to bring my mama. I can't function without my mama. I can't do this without my mama. I'm 31. I got my mama. Mama, you got to come with me, mama. Oh, Lord. We going somewhere with this. So we get back to Zamunda, and y'all remember the definitions that we talking about: emasculated, castrated, emasculated, castrated. We constantly seeing the men emasculated or castrated. Okay, now he gets back to Zamunda, and his woman, she going crazy, right? She going crazy on him. Okay, now LP, she has every right to be going crazy on him because she's finding out that he has another son, and this wasn't communicated to him. Who told him not to say nothing? His daddy. Because Akeem said, my family will be devastated if I tell them, you will be safe. You don't have to. You'll be safe. Everything will be okay. So just go get the son and come on back. So he listened to his daddy. Didn't communicate with his wife. And now his wife is going nuts. Yeah, she going off on him. She going off. And then the son, the baby mama, they come on in there, and they in there taking. I'm putting this on the gram. I'm taking pictures for the gram. She doing it. Just acting mad inwardish, right? And he running there. He got a bottle in his hand. He like he a little tipsy. You know what I'm saying? And his old lady then went off on him. And then the old girl, then his baby mama come in and grab the queen. And I'm so sorry, I had sex with your man. Okay, why you ain't going off on his baby mama like how you went off on him? She just disrespected you. And you ain't go off on baby mama, but you went off on him. Okay. Now, here he's introducing his sons, right? His son to his daughters. And he said, this is your bastard brother. Remember, we talked about that word bastard, right? It's a term of abuse. And you say, well, he was a bastard, but why he got to continually be referred to as a bastard? He got to constantly remind that he's an illegitimate child that didn't come up with his daddy. He got to constantly be reminded. So he told his daughter, this is your bastard brother. Went to the other daughter, this is your bastard brother. Went to the other daughter, this is and he said, your bastard brother. He like, yeah. Okay, this is how the boy is being dealt with, right? Now, so they go back to General Izzy, and they over at General Izzy talking to the kids and tell them go play with your grenades and your go play with your bombs and that. But yet his son is still sitting over there, emotionally distraught. You remember whenever he first got rejected, he was. And still to this day, he's just emotionally distraught. Y'all remember I was talking about emasculation, castration. Emasculation, castration. Constantly we seeing this with the men. Okay. Now, they having a discussion, and, baby mom in there, she talking crazy, you know what I'm saying? And, just bringing it to, Lavelle's remembrance. Hey, you going to own all this, you know what I'm saying? And she said, and the daughter sitting over there, because you remember the daughter. All right, listen, I want y'all to remember this. The daughter has been working diligently because she desires the position. Everybody say position. Everybody say position. She desires to have the position as the ruler of Zamunda. She wants to be the heir, right? But this boy, this son then came out of nowhere, and he gets the position. But there's this desire for this whole tradition to be changed, right? And so in the middle of the dinner, the daughter stands up. I've lost my appetite. And looking at the daddy. And the daddy looking, Akeem looking like, what you doing? Now, let me ask y'all this question. If you sitting at the dinner table with your children, and you talking about something, and your son or your daughter jump up, I've lost my appetite, and turn and walk away from the table. Now what you gonna do? Now keep in mind, in this situation, this is the king at the royal table. Now, can your child jump up and I don't care what they got going on this side. Can your child jump up and I lost my appetite and walk off the table? What? See, I goes off on my children if they ain't at the table on time when the whole family is about to eat. Where is your brother? Go get your brother, because we gonna eat together. And when we finish eating, then you depart and you. Now, how much more for royalty? But she got up, disrespected the fool out of that man, and walked off. Remember what I talked about? Emasculation, castration. Okay. After dinner, he walking into the bedroom. He done been through a lot. And as soon as he walk in, what did his wife say? His wife said, "You sure you're in the right bedroom?" What is that? What is that? What? Come on. But again, she's hurting. And what happened when people are hurting? Hurt people do what? Hurt people, right? Now keep in mind, this is the king of Zamunda. This is the king of Zamunda. All right. You got to pay attention. This is imagery. Right? Our children are watching this and their little brains are recording. All right. This is the king. And so she say what she say, and she do, talk her talk and go off on him and give him a piece of her mind. And then, he been going on a long trip. You know what I'm saying? So he reached over, and was like, say, "Look here, baby, I've been on a long trip. You know what I'm saying? I've been gone. You know what I'm saying? Daddy's home. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready for some loving, baby. What's up? You know what I'm saying? Let's do this." And she turned around, looked at him like, "Boy, you," and turned her shoulder and just dismissed him and say, "Boy, you ain't even finna get a whiff of this." How y'all feel about that? How y'all feel about that? You feel like that was okay? This the king. All right. Look at the scripture. The scripture says, Ephesians 4:26, it says, "Be angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your anger." In other words, don't go to bed angry. See, culturally, we have accepted this as a norm. Going to bed mad at each other. And because you mad, you don't want to give him no coochie. Because you mad. I ain't getting you no coochie because I'm mad at you. I put up a post on my page. I said, if sex is used as a reward system for good behavior, and it is taken away for punishment for bad behavior, that is sexual abuse. You do good and everything you do right, you do everything good, you can get some coochie. Up, you ain't do right. No coochie for you. I'm punishing you. You know how many men get punished from their wife? They can't get no coochie. I ain't getting you none. I'm mad at you. I ain't getting you none for 2 weeks. I'm mad at you. I ain't getting you none for, I know you horny tonight, but I'm mad at you, so I ain't getting you none. I'm turning my back on you. Look at the scripture said, 1 Corinthians chapter 7, in verse 5. It says, do not deprive one another except with consent for a time, that you may give yourselves to fasting and prayer, and come together again so that Satan does not tempt you because of your lack of self-control. It said, do not deprive one another. But she didn't just deprive anybody. She deprived the king of Zamunda. She deprived the king of Zamunda. Now, what's so significant about depriving the king of Zamunda? Huh? What's so significant about depriving the king of Zamunda? Y'all got to think about that. Think about that. What is so significant about depriving the king of Zamunda? We're going to talk about that later. I want y'all to think about part 1, and I want y'all to come back to me on that and talk about that. We went through the scriptures. Okay, now let's look at this next scene, okay? Lavelle wakes up, and he wakes up and he sees all this royalty stuff, and as he walks up and looks up, 3 fine women walk into his room. And they ready to bathe him. What the? They ready to bathe me. What did he do? He went and asked his mama. They came ready to bathe him. He went, mama? Y'all hold on 1 second. Mama? Mama. They got some women in there and they want to bathe me, mama. What do I do, mama? Now the whole time, mama, she in there, she getting bathed, she getting her box ate. You know what I'm saying? she getting her box taken care of. You know what I'm saying? But she had to give him permission. Okay, baby, this is royalty and this is what they do around here. So if they want to bathe you, go ahead and let them bathe you, baby. Okay, go ahead on now. And he's, oh, okay, mama. Okay, mama. This boy, 31 years old. He couldn't even go to Zamunda without his mama. He get to Zamunda. Some women want to bathe him, but he had to go get permission from his mama. He had to go get permission from his mama. Y'all remember? Emasculation, castration. You got a lot of boys. They have been castrated by their mama. A lot of boys have been castrated by their mama, and they can't do nothing without their mama. They can't do nothing without their mama. I'm a barber. I cut hair. Do you know how many times I sit boys in the chair and I'm getting ready to cut their hair? How you want your hair cut? Hold on. Let me text my mama and ask her. What? Boy, you 13. Boy, what is you talking about? You know what I'm saying? The boy sit in the chair, his mama sit down, you know what I'm saying? And I'm ready I'm like, all right, bro, how you want your hair cut? He turn around. Ma? He said, how I get my hair cut? And the mama got to get up and she say, okay, now I want you to do this and I want you to cut it like this and I want you to do this and I want you to do that and blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting there like, this boy is 13, 14 years old. He can't tell me how he want his hair cut. A lot of boys have been castrated by their mama. All right, let's continue on. So, he's being welcomed. Behold, Lavelle, Prince Lavelle of Queens. And then his mama smacked him. He said, and my mama, and my mom's. Prince Lavelle of Queens and his mom's. Look, she smacked him. You better acknowledge. You better make him say me too. You know what I'm saying? I got to do this with my mama. I can't do this without my mama. And my mom's too. She smacked him. You better make him acknowledge me. Castration, emasculation. Okay. So she comes up, baby mama comes up, and she's saying all kind of stuff. Number one, she done disrespected her and went in her closet and got her clothes. You know what I'm saying? And, then she get up and, question her. She questioned her on why she put her clothes on. And she turned to the wife's daughter and say, why your mama so uppity? And she said, I am not uppity. Uppity B say what? She called her a bitch. She called the queen a bitch. Question. Why she ain't run up on that woman? Why she ain't deal with that woman? Why she ain't execute that same aggression that she execute toward her husband, the king? Now question, why did the king allow his baby mama to cuss at his wife? Emasculation, castration. Look, bro, this is in 2012, a 24-year-old a king was a king dealt with somebody. He was sentenced to 3 years in prison under the old law for criticizing a king in a convention. He didn't realize he was being recorded. Back in 2008, a court actually handed down the same punishment to a 95-year-old man in a wheelchair for allegedly insulting the king under his breath. The man died 5 months into his sentence. Now, why am I bringing this up? Do you remember this didn't happen in Wakanda? This didn't happen in Wakanda. LP, what the? I'm gonna come to that. I'm gonna come to that. But look, she didn't call the queen a bitch and all that type stuff and nothing. What her husband do? Nothing. Emasculation, castration. Then General Izzy then bust into his crib again. Bust into the crib again. And he bust into there with Alabama A&M, Southern, Grambling, Miles College, Alabama State. He brought people from all of them different bands. They came together and did an all-star band, and they performed. Wasn't nothing African about this. This was a straight-up HBCU performance. Wasn't nothing African about this. Nothing African. Nothing. This was an HBCU performance. They had the dance girls. They had the cheerleading squad. They had the drum line in there, turned up, as the general came in making demands. And Akeem, the king of Zamunda, allowing this to take place. Now, mama, whenever General Izzy presented his daughter and they was in there performing that song, his mama grabbed him. Boy, come here, boy. Now you better go out there and you better perform that. You can do this. Do this for our country. Now go out there. Okay, mama. Okay, I could do this. I could do this, mama. Mama. This 31-year-old boy. I could. Okay, mama. Mama. I can do it, mama. Get out there and do it, boy. Okay, mama. Castration, emasculation. Look at General Izzy pointing his finger, talking to the king of Zamunda, making threats. The king of Zamunda, emasculation, castration. Okay, now we got to prepare the prince. So first thing, we have to teach you how to walk. Now, you got to understand something about royalty. If you go into any kingdom, the king or the up and coming prince, this and that, they are trained on how to carry themselves. They're even trained how to walk. They're trained how to walk. So you got a king trying to, talk to, Lavelle, teach him how to walk, right? So they say, we got to teach you how to walk. He said, well, what's wrong with how I walk? And Simi said, because you walk like an American pimp. That's why. Uh-oh, the pimp thing again. The pimp thing again. Uh-oh, the pimp thing again. And so immediately whenever Lavelle is insulted, he immediately, and you look like a slave from the future with your zip, 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 zip. Remember I was talking about that emotional intelligence? He just come undone. Every time something happened, he just come undone. He come all the way undone every time. So look at him practicing walking down there. He walking, he got, he's sagging, got his butt out. Got the pants way down, his butt out, sagging, can't even walk right. You know what I'm saying? So they go outside and they talk to him about, okay, this next step, which he has to, he has to cut the whiskers of a lion. And he starts laughing. Nah, seriously. He's like, yeah, you got to do this. You got to take these scissors and cut the whiskers of a lion. He said, how many times you had to do this? Because I know your soft ass didn't do it on the first time. This is what he told his daddy. This is what the prince said to the king of Zamunda. I know your soft ass didn't do this. We talking about Akeem here. Do y'all remember what Akeem did to Samuel L. Jackson? Do you remember? But for whatever reason, now he just taking all kind of verbal abuse. He taking insults. He's all that. Even by his daughter disrespect him, not his son disrespect him. I know your soft ass ain't do this. Now imagine if your son call you soft, talk about your soft A. What if your son say that to you, talk like that to you? What you gonna do? Yet, emasculation, castration. All right, now this right here, this a serious one right here. So he goes back to the barber, right? And the barber is explaining all of the different things, trying to help him to see the value that his bloodline carries, right? And the barber, she tells him, you come from a long bloodline of Jafars. And he turned around, I come from a long line of nobodies. I don't deserve nothing. I don't deserve this. I don't deserve any of this. So he goes to self-sabotaging everything that he has access to. He begins to self-sabotage. And what did she do? Because she was trying to challenge him to level up. He didn't want to level up. He began to self-sabotage and talk about how he don't deserve, he don't deserve nothing. He don't deserve the things that's available to him, all this. So you know what she did? She began to agree with him. And she stopped challenging him to level up. She challenged him to become complacent. Don't level up, be complacent. And whenever she began to talk to him about being complacent, he became comfortable with complacency. Ooh, what you mean, LP? She began to talk to him and tell him, look, don't worry about it. Don't be the Prince of Zamunda. Be the Prince of Queens. Because, in your experience in Queens, you ain't have nothing popping. You ain't have no job. You was 31 years old living with your mama. You ain't have nothing going on for real. So be that guy. And what do you know? He got all the confidence in the world when that barber told him, don't level up, level down. She began to talk his language. All right, I want y'all to remember this, fellas. If a woman is plotting on you, she will talk your language. To keep in mind, this dude is being groomed for another queen, but she throwing her 2 cents in. Come on, let me do your hair for you, baby. Let me talk to you. Look, don't be the king of Zamunda. Be the king. Don't be the prince of Zamunda. Be the prince of queens. Don't level up. Be complacent. And that was his language. Complacency. I'm used to people talking down to me. Complacency. So what did he do? Forget leveling up. I'm finna go get my uncle. I'm finna go get my mentor. The same mentor that discouraged me from getting a job. The same mentor that told me that they ain't gonna hire me because all these Mitt Romney looking people in here. The same dude that told me don't get no job. Go out there and sell tickets. Sell these tickets for me. I need you on the ground with me. The same uncle that forgot his birthday. The same uncle that went to the party, bought beer, but didn't have enough money to buy him some candles for his cake. That same uncle, that's who he went and got. He scaled back and went back and got what was familiar, complacency. And he came back, not leveling up, not walking like a king, not walking with dignity and respect. Let me get my ways that I got, my African-American experience. Let me turn my music on and walk in with my music playing and walk in like a pimp with a cane, like a pimp with my uncle, and let my uncle come in and disrespect the king, disrespect Simi, just be mad disrespectful. Just allow him to do this. Oh my God. He scaled back. And all while all that's going on, look at what Hakeem's daughter was doing. She was working. She was working. It's plenty of times we caught her. She was working. We caught her one time. She was reading, studying. She was working. Getting herself prepared. Working. I'm going somewhere with that. So Hakeem takes a little stroll with his son and they having a discussion, and Hakeem told him, he's like, hey man, you know, people here in Zamunda, man, you getting pretty popular, man, and people like you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Cause you bringing your swag. You bring your swag, you feel me? Like you bringing your drip, man. We rocking with you, fam. And he gave him, put his hand on him, basically gave him one of them, I'm proud of you, son. You know what I'm saying? And he felt validated. Now, look at what's happening here. I want you to pay attention to the first 2 pictures. Y'all see the top 2 pictures? All right. In these top 2 pictures, Akeem's daughter is screaming at him and saying all manner of insults to him, talking crazy to him, just being mad disrespectful. And she ain't got she ain't talking. I'm talking about there's no dignity in talking to the Princess of Zamunda, talking to a person, period. She just screaming at him because she's airing out her anger and her frustration, right? But then she walks behind him and she walks up the steps. And as she elevated herself, she began to talk with a sense of dignity. She lowered her voice and she began to talk to him. She even began to encourage him. Now, what's the difference? Because she was see, this is all psychological, right? This is hitting your psychological, excuse me. This is hitting your unconscious mind, your subconscious mind. Okay, subconscious mind didn't, it caught this. Your conscious mind didn't catch it, but your subconscious mind caught it. While she was beneath him, she was attacking, screaming, hollering, angry. But when she was positioned above him, she began to speak with some dignity. She began to give him some encouragement. Nothing changed but a position. He was still the prince, But she positioned herself above him. And with her looking down at him, she was able to see. Y'all don't get that. Y'all miss 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 that. Culturally, we don't understand this fact. The fact is this: men rule by position, women rule by influence. Unfortunately, a lot of women want that position. And there's a fight for that position. And if there is influence, she'll use it to destroy you. Well, why? You want me to fail, huh? She said, well, I hadn't said that out loud. And then she let him know, hey, it's not your fault that your father made a mistake. I mean, you are a mistake, but I didn't mean you called you a mistake, but you are a mistake. She had to keep emphasizing that he's a mistake. Going back to that, they kept calling him bastard. Now she letting him know you a mistake. She's elevated above him. Let's continue on. Final test, courage, right? So he was able to cut the whiskers off the line. He was able to do that, right? But it's just like, it's one more thing you got to do. And then they went to talking about how, ceremonial circumcision. They gonna sharpen you too, nephew. And so now they finna act like they finna cut the man wee-wee, right? You remember I talked about castration and emasculation? This scene right here is total. This is real live castration and emasculation. I'm finna cut a piece of your weenie off, fam. In front of everybody. In front of everybody. And just because he want to prove himself. I went through it because I want to prove myself. Oh my God. But it come to find out that, they didn't do it. He cut something else, you know what I'm saying? But it was like they was just testing him, So he goes outside and he go back out with the barber. And the barber, she just, I'm finna talk your talk. Fellas, you got to understand, if a woman is plotting on you, she going to give you what you want to hear. So she, I like American cinema. American cinema is so, great, and she just stroking his ego of, with him being American and, and I like American cinema and, and she letting him know, I know about all the movies. I like the Barbershop series and blah, blah, blah. And he's sitting there and she just talking that talk, boy. She talking that talk. And all right, now she finna slip her agenda in. I have an agenda. The only thing, I like it about America is, it's better there because, here, women have liberties that we don't have here. It's like, what you talking about? Well, here in Zamunda, women can't even have a job. Can't even own a business. And I don't want y'all to get it twisted. This movie has nothing to do with Africa because Africa have some very prevalent female business owners. Africa has female presidents. Africa has the wealthiest black woman in the world. Africa. And she's you get what I'm saying? So don't get it twisted that this movie was about Africa because it ain't got nothing to do with Africa. This is just this African American stuff, right? And so women don't even, this stuff can be changed, right? But all good, all of the leaders of Zamunda, they promise that they gonna change stuff and they don't do it. Hold on, wait a minute. You forgot. Whenever Akeem wanted to not marry the woman that was presented to him, he went all against culture. He went to America. He went and found him an American chick, brought her back. Well, he didn't think he was gonna bring her back, but because the mama used her influence to influence the father, reminded him, you the king, fam. You are the king. So you can change it. What did King Joffrey do? He changed it. He changed the law. And he was able to marry an American woman. So this chick right here sitting here lying to this boy. Appeal to emotion. You remember emotional intelligence. This little dude is emotional and she's appealing to his emotions. Boom, got him. Hook, line, and sinker. He ended up kissing her. He fell in love with her. I don't want no queen. I want the barber. I don't want no queen. I don't remember he said he's not worthy of all that stuff. I don't want no queen. I want a barber. It's a lot of men that self-sabotage good situations. You have a good woman that wants you. And because you don't believe in yourself, you'll self-sabotage it and get a chick that ain't even on your level. Ooh, that's a whole nother discussion. I ain't even gonna talk about that. So boom, you know what I'm saying? They get back into the thing, and General Izzy comes back in, presents his daughter to him. Like, essentially, he pimped his daughter. You remember when we first saw him, he walked in like what? Like a pimp. And what did he do? He pimped his daughter just to get what he wanted. General Izzy was a pimp. Pimped his own daughter. Emasculation, castration. Pimped his own daughter. So he go talking to her. You know what I'm saying? She just, she's gorgeous young lady. You know what I'm saying? Letting them know, look, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be a queen for you, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make it do what it do for you. Whatever you want, whatever you like, whatever you want. It's all for you, bro. It's all about you. Man, I don't deserve this, man. I don't want this. I want the barber. Now, in the meantime, between time, let's look at what's happening. So this same baby mama that disrespected the queen multiple times. I'm sorry I had sex with your husband. Uppity B, say what? Called her bitch. Just mad disrespect. Constantly. And look what Lisa did. Gave her some diamond jewelry. Yeah, we're friends. Gave her some diamond jewelry, right? After she gave her the diamond jewelry, come on, I'm finna get you. We finna get drunk. Come on, let's go. So they get drunk. So baby mama get the queen drunk. All right. So she get the queen drunk, and you know what I'm saying? And Lisa is acting in a manner in which we've never seen her, because she didn't function like that whenever we was in part one. She wasn't on that, right? The hump day dance is your chance to do the hump. Oh, do me, baby. Do the hump day hump. She acting crazy, and like she drunk and all that, right? And then after she got the queen drunk, what did she do? She got with her son Lavelle, and they took the royal jet and went back to America. Got the queen drunk, and then went and took the royal jet and went back to America. Lavelle hooked up with the barber to go back to America. Wow. This was after Lavelle, right there. He heard all that emotion. He became extremely emotional because he's listening to what General Izzy is saying. You know what I'm saying? And that's when he became emotional and broke camp. I'm getting my girl, and I'm leaving. I'm going back to America. Now, let's look at this part right here. So they headed back to the room. King Akeem is very heartbroken that his baby mama then hooked up with her son, and they then left and went back to America. And he's livid. He's upset. He's like, my son, he's not worthy of being called a Jaffer. He's spineless. And what did his wife say? Huh, like father, like son. He said, what? She said, say what, uppity B? She called him a B. She called him B-I-T-C-H. So she agreed that him and his son are spineless. Then she called him a B-I-T-C-H. And with him talking like that, he checked her like, you know what I'm saying? What you doing? You intoxicated, you know what I'm saying? And you saying all this. She just kept just insulting. And he told her, you need to watch your tongue. She said, you is the king. I tell you what, it's a whole lot of beds in this castle. I suggest you go find one and sleep in it. He said, are you banishing me from my own bedroom? Are you mad? She say, do it look like I'm hopping on one leg and barking like a dog? And she didn't open them doors and look at the security, the citizens of Zamunda watching as she dogged her husband and put her husband out of his room. Castration, emasculation. Now, people say, hey, LP, she was mad. She had every right to do what she did, to put him out. Now, this, that, and the other. Okay. Now, let me ask y'all this question. Now, he's the king of Zamunda. What if he'd went and took a bath? He had access. Now, if he'd went and took a bath, would he have been wrong? Let me know. If he'd have said, bathers, he'd have went and got him a bath. Would he have been wrong for that? I mean, his woman just called him a B-I-T-C-H, spineless, all these issues over a position for her daughter. So her daughter is a primary focal point. That's the primary priority for her daughter. Not her husband, her daughter. Would he have been wrong if he'd went and took a bath? See, you got to understand. See, I talk about this all the time. This is a scene whenever Akeem's mother was in the vehicle, in the back of the vehicle with Akeem's father, with the king. And the king had just got finished, they leaving because, hey, we head back to Zamunda. Akeem with this foolishness talking about bringing this, this American girl and this, that, and the other. And she said, he said, he couldn't marry the girl anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's against the law. You know what I'm saying? And she made a statement. Y'all gotta remember her name is El Elyon. El Elyon. That's her name. El Elyon. Did y'all know that that's one of the names of God? El Elyon. That's one of the names of God. And if you can remember, this woman was a very, very, very class act. She was a class act. And she operated in something called the divine feminine. Everybody say the divine feminine. See, again, as I said, men rule by position. Women rule by influence. But when you have a woman that so drastically, overwhelmingly wants a position. She wants the position that that man is in. She will become insanely masculine. And when she becomes masculine, she loses the feminine. And so that masculine energy going against masculine energy is only going to create more tension and more issues. But when the feminine energy comes up against the masculine energy, the feminine energy has the capability of influencing the masculine energy into changing. Ooh. Y'all don't want to talk about that. Y'all don't want to talk about that. Listen. She told that man, "You are the king. I thought you were the king. And because you were the king, you can make the decisions. You can make the changes." And guess what happened? King Joffrey changed the law, and Akeem was able to marry an American girl. It all was due to the queen operating in the divine feminine. But Akeem's wife couldn't do that. So Akeem had to go and get some counsel from Mr. McDowell, right? This is a male figure in his life, male figure, This is the same man that pimped his daughter. Because you remember his daughter was, like in the Prince of Soul Glow. You know what I'm saying? And daddy was like, yeah, this is who you need to be with because he got some money. I'm talking about this dude was handling her any old kind of way. You know what I'm saying? It was misogynistic. You know what I'm saying? All kind of stuff. But the daddy was like, this is who you going to be with. Matter of fact, he lied and told everybody, Daryl popped the big question and Lisa accepted. It turns out this party is turning into an engagement party. And Lisa like, Daddy, what you talking about? I ain't said nothing. Stay away from Akeem. He's a goat herder. But when he found out, baby, when I tell you he got his own money, he got his own money. A prince. You hit the jackpot. You hit the jackpot, baby. Your little goat herder makes Daryl look like a welfare case. So go with Akeem because Akeem got some money. This is the dude who he finna come get advice from. And they got him McDonald's got the Egg McMuffin. I got the Egg McStuffin. The McFlurry got the topping on the top. My topping is at the bottom. They got this man looking, he just, you know what I'm saying? Talking like he ain't got no sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Emasculation, castration. Look at this is a trend we got going for every man in the movie. Look at Simi. You sweat from a baboon's balls. Remember he sweat from a baboon's balls. He came in real tough. Yeah. And ended up getting the brakes beat off of him. General Izzy then knocked him down. And them females had to come and save him. I'm in that slideshow right there. This whole movie, bro. This whole movie. Every man in the movie was incompetent, castrated, or emasculated. Every man in the movie. And look at what happened with every woman in the movie. They won. Every last one of them, they won. No matter what their circumstance was, all the women, they won. They won. I just, this, just to summarize it all, man. This movie was it was really good to watch. Greatly written, but I hate the fact that there's always this imagery where either you have to, if you want to uplift men, they got to crush the women. You know what I'm saying? And now you want to uplift the women, you got to crush the men. I don't agree with that. I believe that we can all rise together. I believe we can affirm one without destroying the other. But this is not a thing that's being done in this movie. This movie totally destroyed the image of the African American male. And this movie was like it was a mirror. It's like this movie was a mirror of what's going on in the African American community. It is a mirror of what's going on in the African American community. Poor mentors, the people that we looking up to are not good examples. You know what I'm saying? We give our love and allegiance to people who don't love us. You know what I'm saying? We look up to athletes. These athletes, they ain't stuck by us. They wouldn't piss on us if we was on fire. We look up to, the entertainers. You know what I'm saying? These entertainers are creating content, music, and things of that nature that is very detrimental to our people, detrimental to our culture, but we give our all to them. We love them. You see what I'm saying? We spend $100, buy $100 ticket to see them in concert. You know what I'm saying? Just to hear them talk to us about how much they hate black people, how much they kill black people, how much they hate black women. And that's the people who we look up to. That's our mentors. That's who we look to for advice, for information, because we listen to them every day. This is the reality on how we function as a people in our culture. Poor mentors. You know what I'm saying? Fatherless homes. Boys growing up being castrated by their mama. It's plenty of men that they'll tell you in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, if a woman is anything like my mama, I don't want nothing to do with her. You know what I'm saying? You hear men say stuff like that. I can remember listening to some young boys, you know what I'm saying? They say, man, I like white girls because, you know what I'm saying, they was talking about how they like white girls because they don't want nothing that's gonna act or look anything like their mama. I've heard black boys say this out of their mouth. And they feel that way because a lot of them boys, they've been castrated by their mama. And they hate their mama. This is a reality. All of these different images that we saw in this movie was a reflection of the African American experience. Akeem is the king. He's the king of Zamunda. But his wife constantly disrespecting him, deprived him of sex. You got a lot of men, they get mad at me when I talk about stuff like this because they old lady deprived them of sex all the time, and they've rationalized why it's okay. They've rationalized, they made up in their mind it's okay for my wife to put me on punishment and not give me no coochie. It's a lot of men that feel that that's just how it is. If I do good, I can get some. But when I mess up, I can't have none. It's a prize when I do right, and I go on punishment when I do wrong. That's how a lot of men believe that's how it's supposed to be. Fellas, that is not how it's supposed to be. Ladies, that is not how it's supposed to be. Stop using the cookie as a tool of manipulation. It's wrong. That is wrong. There's nothing right about that at all. If you function like that, stop doing that. Stop doing that. I was talking to a brother earlier today. He said, "Well, if she's not, if she's not fond of you in that moment, she got every right to not have sex with you." I asked him this question. I said, How many women, how many females in your life have you had sex with and you wasn't too fond of them? He's like, a lot of them. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, you had sex with women that you wasn't too fond of at all. You had sex with them, but you couldn't have sex with your wife if you wasn't feeling fond of her in that moment. You see what I'm saying? It is being used. Sex is being used as a tool of manipulation. If it's being used as a prize, if you do good, and if it's pulled away, if you do bad, that is sexual abuse. They are men that are being sexually abused by their wives. And they are experiencing torment because I did wrong, so I know she gonna tell me no. And then whenever he gonna creep to it, she gonna tell him no, and it's gonna break his little heart. It's gonna mess up his little castration, emasculation. It's gonna mess up his ego. He gonna come to the point, baby. He gonna stop asking for it. He gonna stop asking for it. He ain't gonna want it no more. He ain't gonna want it no more. And if he don't want yours no more, babies. This is a reality of what's going on in our culture. And it's not okay. It's not okay. It's not right. It's not right at all. You're looking at how the men was constantly emasculating each other, castrating each other. You know what I'm saying? As a people, we constantly doing that to each other. You go on Facebook, somebody mess up, you go on Facebook, you finna quote unquote call them out, right? You're gonna tell the whole world how screwed up this person is and how this person messed up. We're gonna tell the whole world and we're just gonna tear them down, right? Emasculate. That's what we're gonna do. Emasculate. That's how we do each other. This movie was a carbon copy of the African American experience. That movie had nothing to do with Africa. Nothing. This is us. When I saw that movie, I went to bed. I was up at 2 a.m. I could not sleep. I stayed up from 2 a.m. till 4:30. I could not sleep because that movie had me messed up with me seeing everything that I saw. The lack of succession plans. Look at how King Joffrey did not prepare his son to take on the leadership. He did not prepare his son. I spoiled you. You weak. You're going to be assassinated. They go to his funeral and they singing his praises and, you know, the world is over because the king is gone. That's what we do with leaders. We put leaders on a pedestal, and whenever they leave, we can't do nothing else. It's all over because the leader's gone. Why? Because the leader didn't prepare successors. You want to know why? They wanted to die with their boots on. This is a problem in the African American community. This stuff has to be addressed. It has to be dealt with. Lavelle being emasculated by his mama because he without his daddy can't function properly. He can't do nothing without his mama. So many black boys, they can't do nothing without their mama. Nothing. Because she didn't put it in his head, you can't do nothing without me. All of these different characters. All these characters. So that's my thoughts on it, man. You know, that's my view. You know, and I hope y'all enjoyed this. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, this just I didn't gave my thoughts on it. You know what I'm saying? And that's just where I am. So, you know, again, thank you all so very much for tuning in to the Trap Plan Radio as I give my breakdown on the movie Coming to America. If you enjoyed this session, please send me a tip. Go on my Cash App. You know what I'm saying? $LPZ Cash. The letter L, the letter P, the letter Z. CASH. Thank you so very much. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed tonight. Please share this video. Again, if you enjoyed tonight, if you got something, if you got one thing, go on Cash App, man. Shoot your boy a little something. You know what I'm saying? Shoot me a little something. You know what I'm saying? I put in a lot of time and energy into this. So, but again, thank you so very much for tuning in. May God bless you. And y'all stay tuned. We're going to have a panel discussion on this movie. We're going to have a panel discussion on Coming to America, where we're going to have people on the panel and we're going to have a group discussion about this movie. All right. So again, thank you so very much. Thank you for tuning in, and shoot your boy a Cash App right quick, man. Show me some love. You know what I'm saying? I love y'all. God bless y'all, and holla at your boy.